Okay, welcome to another edition of The Missing Link. This is Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. It's 2 minutes past 4 p.m. Today is the 22nd day of April 2023. We're fastly, we're gearing towards the end of April, and of course we're here for yet another fresh edition of The Missing Link. Remember, The Missing Link is a drive of the Hearts to Build initiative, which of course is an NGO whose primary goal is to drive a holistic development of the youth. Of course, big shout out to the founders of the Hearts to Build initiative, Onyera Afwachukwu, and of course Reverend Father Augustine Obi. My name is Chidera Acholano, welcoming you to today's new edition. Okay, so as you know, every Saturday once it's 4 o'clock, we pick up, we put together, cook up a youth-friendly topic that, of course, is going to hit home. It's going to hit, of course, the youths that are our primary target audience for this program. And today we're going to be talking about agriculture. We're not going to be forgetting the fact that the agricultural sector, especially in Nigeria, is not given the kind of attention that it deserves. And so on that note, we're going to be speaking to an expert on the field, who of course is our guest for today. He's joining us virtually, and I'm going to give him the floor to introduce himself. Welcome to the show, Dr. Chidebere. Good evening to you.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. As you rightly said, we'll be talking on the topic youth as agents of change in sustainable agriculture. And I am Dr. Chidebere Okoene, a veterinarian and agropreneur coach. I'm also the founder of Ngodi 8 Integrated Farm, domiciled in Enugu State.
All right. That's wonderful. Welcome to the show today. Like he said, they were going to be talking about youth as agents of change in sustainable agriculture. But first of all, let us even know what agriculture is. I'm pretty sure that a lot of us lost what the definition is or was maybe back then in primary school or secondary school. We just don't see agriculture as something that we want to take interest in. So let's just have a little bit of a background definition as to what agriculture is, especially to you as a disciplinarian, like you said, a veterinarian, doctor, and also an agropreneur. So let's hear you define agriculture in your own words.
Okay, that's great. Agriculture is essentially the systematic growing of plants, animals, and other organisms for production of food and agricultural byproducts. This is essentially what agriculture is, but it could go deeper than that. It could get into the technical aspect of it, the industrial aspect of it, and even down to the big emerging scientific fields that we based on agriculture, more like biotechnology and even genetics engineering. They are all parts of agriculture.
All right, that's a very beautiful one. Thank you so much. Well, so you mentioned systematic planting of crops and other organisms for food and other agricultural byproducts. So let's talk generally about the benefits of agriculture. Like I said, this is a topic that most youths maybe heard for the last time during their secondary school or even primary school time. So it's going to be of great benefit to be able to mention or to remind us about the great benefits of agriculture.
Okay. Benefits of agriculture are so numerous. We can't even finish naming them if we have all the day on the show. But we start from the basics. The basic human need, which is one, food, that's feeding, two, accommodation, and third, clothing. Basically, agriculture started because of these things. If we can go back to history, people were hunters and gatherers, and people now decided that, if we keep on spending 18 hours of the day to just catch an animal to eat or just to pick a basket of fruits to eat, we are going to all die doing this as population is growing. So they decided that they will get into systematic production of all those things, not allowing nature to provide them. Just to provide food, eating fruit, taking fruit of animal products, accommodation. Timber basically comes from agriculture because timber is the first, timber and soil play the first form of accommodation that human beings knew. And then clothing. We all know about cotton and how cotton plantation is a multi-billion-dollar industry. That's the basic aspect. Then we now get to the larger sphere of it. The economic importance of agriculture is that agriculturally, economics is tied to agriculture. So first of all, before you can say you're a growing economy or you're a world economy, you will first of all have to feed yourself before you start thinking of spending money on other things. So economically, for a society to grow, they should tackle agriculture. And agriculture touch a lot of countries, rich countries that we know. Netherlands is a very big agricultural economy. Netherlands, China, the biggest tomato plantation in the world is in China. And we have grades of products, agricultural products from grade A to grade D, grade C and grade D being the human non-consumable grades, while the grade A and the grade B being one. So for the human consumption. In that farm in China, the grade A surpasses what the biggest tomato plantation in Texas does. You can imagine how big that is. Then we get into employment, which is part of the economic importance of agriculture. Agricultural firms and agro-based industries have been employing millions and millions of people all around the world. Even in Africa, we know of Songhai Farm in West Africa. Songhai Farm is one of the biggest employer of labor when it comes to agriculture in West Africa, and it's just basically agriculture, not even into the best part of it. And then we talk about social development goals, social development. For a society to say that they are socially growing, they have to follow the trend, at least maybe intentionally presumed conventional trend. And those things, you cannot leave food out of it. For instance, when we call staple foods, every person, every living thing on earth eats corn and rice. Rice and corn are the most staple foods on earth. Irrespective of your cultural background, religious background, anywhere you go, people eat corn and rice. And if you're a society and you don't focus on that, I don't know what else your people are going to be doing. Because when you spend large amounts of money importing all those things, you are not going to grow socially on other aspects. And then again, in health and disease prevention, agriculture has been in the front line of this particular aspect of human development.
Okay.
That's much we can get into it now.
Yes, thank you so much for that extensive explanation. Well, because we're talking about youths as agent right now, let us link back the importance of agriculture to the youths. Let's start. Let's divide it into two segments. One, the first part of it is the fact that let's talk about why you think agriculture is deteriorating, especially amongst the youth. A lot of them think that you being involved in agriculture means that you are poor, or you don't want to tell somebody you are a farmer because it's not really an elevating status. It's not something that anybody wants to be associated with because, I'm a farmer. I do this, I do that, I grow this, I cultivate this. It's not really something that a lot of people want to associate themselves with. Over the years, we've seen that the farming rate has drastically reduced. What exactly can you blame for that particular deteriorating level, especially amongst young people? as compared to the days of old when we have a lot of the strength of a young man is being characterized or being associated with how many bands of yam he owns. But these days, no youth wants to farm anymore. What do you think is behind it? What do you think is boosting that deterioration?
Okay, I will blame the socio-cultural orientation. I will blame the socio-cultural orientation. So let's bring our minds back to, let's say, 50, 60, 70. So before then, people had to grow their own food. So what it basically means is that once you have enough food in your house, you are a ticket, as we can say, DG or anything in any culture. So, but with the advent of our association with the Western culture, people now went out of our rural settlement and went to the cities where there are industrialized and even civil service jobs. And what happened then was that the society made a mistake of doing salary by compensation instead of would I say salary by job. So what happened then is that people who were working in the farm, who were producing the palm oil, the granite, the or whatnot that Nigeria was exporting then or making money from, we are always looked at as people that are not doing well. But those people maybe in the companies where they are being sold, or the people that are corporate workers just holding the money or counting the money or being accountants, we go off, maybe go to school for 4 years, come back after maybe 5 years and come back a vehicle. And that is enticing to the man at the village. And that man will say, I have 6 sons. Let one go to university. I want this one to look like the son of Wankwa and come back to Keka. And when that one goes to the university, others that did not go to the university, they are not driving cars. We are forgetting that the people at the village are the people producing the food that the people at the city are eating. Then everybody wants to go to the city and do the white collar job because you basically don't have to hold shovels or hoes or machetes or dirty. You just wear your neat clothes, go to office and come back and you are paid huge amount of money. And everybody left the farm settlements and went for the white collar jobs. That is the first societal orientation, and that destroyed every other thing. And even the people that decided, okay, we are going to stick by these things, we are going to continue these things. I remember when I was still in primary school, I had a classmate, his father was a pig farmer. People in my class laughed at the boy, but when we grew up, we noticed that we are stupid because I myself, my parents were teachers, and we lived in people's houses and we paid rent. These people were living in their houses, the father was a landlord. It's just that they always smell like pigs then, and we laughed at them. But they were economically more
sound than you were,
comfortable than we were. Okay. So I think we have to blame the society for the socio-cultural orientation. That's one.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for that. But before we go ahead, for our listeners outside Umuahia, just for your sake, we're live on Facebook at the moment. You know the Hard to Build Initiative Facebook. It is HEART, the figure 2, and Build, BUILD, all joined together, space initiative. All right. We're live on Facebook at the moment. You can go on there. We're talking about youths as agents of, boosting. We're talking about youths as agents of change in sustainable agriculture, in boosting the agricultural sector. And of course we are speaking to Dr. Chidebere Okoene, who is a veterinarian and of course an agropreneur, right here on the Hard to Build Initiative Drive Missing Link. Well, we're not forgetting the fact that it's one thing to blame a particular factor, but then it's another thing also to prefer solutions. But before we go ahead, we're joined in the studio by Onyira Fwachuku. Of course, I called her name earlier. If you're an ardent listener of the show, you should already be familiar with that name. She just walked in now. Thank you for joining us, Onye. Welcome to today's edition of the show.
Thank you so much, Dara, for holding the fort. And good evening, listeners. And thank you, Chidebere. I've been listening to you all through. So sorry I'm joining late. Situations beyond my control.
Apology accepted. All
Thank you.
right. Dr. Chidebere, let's now talk about the youths who are listening to us, who maybe want to venture into agriculture, because good thing that you pointed out the societal challenges. Okay, and that's why it's good to create awareness.
Stigma.
Yes, it's good to create the awareness, and that is what the Heart to Build initiative is doing by thinking of such a topic. I'm pretty sure a lot of youths have totally forgotten about the benefits that agriculture can bring to a society, and hence the need for more youth empowered programs like this on radio. So let's talk about what it can take for any youth who is listening right now, to want to venture into agriculture. Could be animal farming, could be plants, could be egg. We're seeing how egg farming is doing magic all over Nigeria. We went from buying eggs for 50 naira to buying it for 100 and something naira right now.
200 naira.
So let's talk about how a youth can venture into agriculture. Is there any huge need of capital? How sustainable can a youth be? How financially loaded can they be to start up any agricultural business?
Okay. First of all, whenever we talk to the youths, we've noticed a trend. I don't know whether it was like this with our parents during their own time, but we know that youths of now are more trendy, more ambitious. They don't want to say greedy, more ambitious when discussing things. So whenever we talk to youths, we try as much as possible to make it enticing, but we want to be very, very real. So last 2 weeks, we had a boot camp that had over 300 youths that want to venture into agriculture across Africa, like 6 countries: Uganda, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Ghana, Nigeria, and we spoke to them basically on maybe livestock farming. But we noticed something. Everybody wants to turn the money around too quick. So we will start with agriculture is like the oldest profession in the world, and it's going to be the most sustainable profession in the world, because believe it or not, every other thing is going to come and go, but human beings must eat. It's a must. So because of the age of agriculture, we should take in mind that patience is involved. Patience is the mindset that the youth needs to have, and then the capital will be a very big trouble. Because unless, of course, you just want to do it so big. But for a starter, you shouldn't do it so big. A Nigerian youth with 30,000 naira and a room space, that's a room, can start up something.
Okay, so we're taking the first point as you can start up small.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
A Nigerian youth with 30,000 naira and with a room space can start up something. I can list maybe 4 things can start, and then mention how the person can do that. One is cucumber plantation. 2 is rabbit keeping, rabbit production, which is actually a very big micro livestock business. And the third one is vegetable growing. And then the last one, which is going to take big time, but snail farming. So I will start with cucumber plantation. So you have a room 12 by 12. When I say a room, it might be closed, might not be closed, it might just be a space 12 feet by 12 feet or even half of it. All you need is just bags of cement, bags of feed or anything. Fill it with soil. Go to a nearby farm, get manure, maybe chicken, compost or any other thing. Mix it with the soil, and then get your cucumber seeds. A bag can take 2 vines of cucumber, and growing cucumber is approximately it's a session period of 6 to 12 weeks. 6 to 12 weeks, depending on the breed you got. And each vine is going to give you at least 2 cucumbers. 2, at least, each vine. So you have 2 vines in a bag, and each vine is going to give you 2 cucumbers every 4 weeks. Every 3 to 4 weeks, once you start bringing out seeds, once it starts flowering. Every 3 to 4 weeks. So let's calculate it. You have 50 bags in that space. You have 2 vines in each of the 50 vines. In each of the 50 bags, that is 100 vines, and each vine is going to give you 2 cucumbers. So you are expecting 200. You are expecting 200 cucumbers after 12 weeks. And let's say you just take 200 to the nearest market and you sell them 50 naira. You sell them 50. Cucumber is 100 naira at the market. You sell it to the seller 50 naira, because if you want to sell it, it's going to spoil in your hand. So you sell it to the seller 50 naira, or even 40 naira. Do the math.
Your gain. Yeah.
That is, yeah. You see it, but you need an average Nigerian youth to say, what will this amount of money get me in this society? Do you understand? But it's better than relying on someone for your spending. Better than not doing anything. That's the fair.
Okay, so okay, sorry, just sorry to cut you there, but I think this cucumber explanation is very, very extensive and interesting. But just for the sake of the listeners, let us open the phone lines. A lot of them might want to ask you questions. Maybe those of them are already, they are already into agriculture, but maybe they are finding it difficult to keep up. Let's see if you can give 1 or 2, because you call yourself an agripreneur. I'm thinking that's a macro word for agriculture and entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, for the sake of our callers who want to call in, maybe you want to send a message or whatnot, please feel free to do so. You want to go into agriculture for the first time, or you are already into agriculture, you have challenges. Of course, we have an expert virtually joining us on the show today. 0808-1826949 or 0811-6052-949. The numbers again: 0808-1826949 or 0811-6052-949. Our SMS line is 090-65108289. 09065108289. We're live on Facebook also at the moment. Heart to Build Initiative, HEART to the figure Build and Space Initiative. Do well to drop your comments or your questions in our DMs, and we'll do well to respond to you. All right. So Doc, because of our time challenges, let's talk about the marketing aspects. We've talked about those who want to begin agriculture for the sake of the youths. Let's talk about those who are already in it but are finding it difficult to come up with marketing strategies to sell out their products. Is there any advice you can chip in 1 or 2?
Okay. And the first thing we are going to say is this: marketing relies on 2 factors. One, the people that need whatever you want to provide. That's whatever you have to offer. And then streamline to the people that can economically afford it. That's your audience. That's your marketer audience. The people, your target audience, streamline to the people that can economically afford it. So what happens in Nigerian market? Because we all know that Nigerians are poor. We are going to say it bluntly. We are poor. We don't have money. People will have to scratch their head to even get food. Am I supposed to get egg or get fish? Meanwhile, naturally, egg is supposed to be the basic thing on the menu, on the table. Egg, bread, all those things are supposed to be basic on the table. But people scratch their head to get that. So what you do is, one, you have to very, very sure that what you are providing is top notch. So for instance, in our farm, our USP, our universal selling point, our unique selling point is that whatever we are producing, because we are producing animal products, they are devoid of antibiotic residue and they are devoid of zoonotic disease causing agent residue. So whenever we talk to people that are aware of it, they are ready to buy, no matter the price. And again, because there are small people aware of it, Nigerians that are into marketing, we have to do the work of the government as an extension of it, as telling people we need to take this, we need to do this. But the best market strategy is going online. That's the best market strategy. When you have made sure that whatever you are providing is very, very good, the best you can do is go online. Have Facebook presence, have Instagram presence, go digital, gather numbers, contacts, email address, go door to door if you are still starting, because people in your area are going to buy from you. If you are a poultry farmer and you have only 30 birds in your farm, going digital is good, but I know people in your area can even buy it off if you are well strategized. That is it.
Okay. All right, that was a wonderful one. So, Onye, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to start farming after this. This is a very big eye opener.
Yeah. It's good to actually start from somewhere. I enjoy farming. I've always enjoyed farming growing up. Just coming out, looking at nature gives you a kind of sense of, gives you kind of, it's a bit therapeutic. So I've always enjoyed seeing those, beautiful works of nature. But personally, I keep fish, and I keep birds. And like I told you some months back, I started it during the strike, and I'm enjoying it. One of the things is that you're going to, at least one thing, you have something to eat, then you have something to sell. And like Chidebere said, it doesn't really take so much. But what we're trying to do nowadays is to make this agriculture or any kind of farming you want to get into very attractive. But bear one thing in mind. Good things take time to come by. I mean, there has to be some soiling of hands. You have to dirty your hands, a little inconveniences for you to actually get the best result. So you don't just have to sit down and say, okay, I want everything to be already made. No, somebody has actually gone behind to do some work. So I just want to say to young people, see, you can start from somewhere. Even with 10,000 you can start from somewhere. You can start from somewhere and just be consistent, be patient, like Chidebere said. Make use of your social media presence. What are you doing on your WhatsApp? What are you doing on your Facebook? How are you talking to your friends about what you are doing? Just like Chidebere said, by the time if you have only 30 bets, people in your locality will exhaust that bet before people that are calling you from online are coming in. But the issue is that you can just start from somewhere. 10,000, 20,000. Don't wait when you have 1 million naira. Don't go borrowing money. Start the one you can, so that you don't go back paying debts. And the little profit you're making, you're already using it to pay debts. Start little by little and you grow. Yeah, that's the thing.
All right, that's also one of the importance of this youth-based program, especially for the fact that I asked him earlier how youths have now seen agriculture as a very deteriorating job. A lot of youths don't want to. I'm a farmer.
Let's give to some youths.
Condescending.
Let's give kudos to some youths. Some of them have actually gone back to agriculture.
Yeah, a lot of them. I don't know a lot of them.
You come around the streets, you find people carrying puppies.
Yes.
You see people keeping birds. When you go to, like, for instance, when I go to buy fish feed, you find small children, young people buying one thing or the other in these agricultural products where they sell these items. So I think some of the youth have actually embraced this, and it's just for us to encourage others. Please start from your space. Don't wait until you're able to have money to go and pay rent.
All right, we're speaking to Dr. Chidebere Okoene, who of course is a veterinarian and an agripreneur. He's spoken to you, especially if you're somebody who wants to venture into agriculture. It is safe, and you don't need to break the bank or take a loan or because of capital. You heard him. Thank you so much, Doc.
I think we're going to bring a second series of this program.
Yes,
maybe another person come.
Yes. Thank you so much, Doc. And we didn't have a lot of time for such a beautiful topic, but we would like to have you next time if we can. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm always available. Thank you, Dr. Ira, Mr. Ira.
Thank you.
I'm happy being here, and we'll always want to come back.
All right, thank you so much, Doc. Okay, so this is the package we have for the missing link today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, you know what to do. If you couldn't get your call through, maybe because of network or something, be sure that the How to Build Initiative DM is 24/7 open. You can visit the Facebook page, and also if you follow us, thank you so much. God bless you. The Facebook page is HEART to the figure, and of course BUILD, How to Build Space Initiative. If you have any questions, any fears, any challenges, you are into agriculture or you are trying to venture into it, please send a DM, and of course the founders of How to Build will do well to send your concerns to the experts they can lay their hands on. Thank you so much, Onyi, and a big shout out to Reverend Father Augusto Obi for today's package. Do well to join us next week Saturday for yet another refreshing topic. My name is Dara. Have yourself a very wonderful evening.